Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again today with a brand new card review. That's right, the mini set cards are finally being revealed, and you're gonna want to stay tuned to this channel today because every single card will be revealed in the next 24 hours. There's a reveal like almost every hour. So we're gonna have a reveal or a review like every 2 or 3 hours throughout the next 24 hours, play like 6 or 7 videos. So you're gonna want to stay glued because these cards are absolute fire. As yes, this is for the mini set Embers of the World Tree, which will be unlocked on May 13th, costs like 2,000 gold. And we're going to be giving away 3 of these mini sets out of my pocket. To enter the giveaway, like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until May 13th, I will add another mini set to that giveaway. So hit that sub button. Make me go broke as we are on that road to 100,000 subscribers and that brand cosplay. So also hit that sub button and make me go brand. But finally, we have some cards, a bunch revealed, and well, we're gonna go over them, starting off with a new Death Knight card, Cremate, a 3-mana fire spell. I imagine we're gonna see a lot of fire throughout this reveal day, not so much season, with Discover a Minion with a Dark Gift. It costs 2 less. So for 3 mana, you get an option to discover, you know, any minion. That could be a Death Knight minion, neutral minion, but not like from another class. And you get some discount to use it later. And we all know with the Dark Gifts, you can get like Charge or Taunt or Divine Shield, Wind Fury, or put the top of your deck, all that stuff. For the most part, not much of them I've seen play. There have been some exceptions to that rule. In particular, is a Creature of Madness, the 2 mana card. Pretty solid, but this again, a lot less consistent. The 2-drop, like it just curves, so it's usually a decent pick in some decks. This feels pretty expensive what you're getting. The minions could be absolute whiffs. The Dark Gifts, you just never know. And this isn't Warlock where we want to be giving something a Dark Gift itself. So overall, it's a decent value card, but I don't see it as anything more than that. So in Standard, we'll give it a 2, and in Wild, where the minion pool is just insanely large, and there is just no way, there's no way this sees play in Wild, we gotta give it a 1, but always a good pick in the Arena, usually. These type of cards are pretty darn solid in Arena. Next, we have another Death Knight card that looks pretty damn insane, which maybe I'll want to run that spell after all, with the Frostburn Matriarch, a 5-mana 4/4 dragon with Battle Cry. If you're holding a minion with a Dark Gift, so like from that spell before, summon 2 4/4 dragons with Taunt. They're a token that looks like that. Not undeads, none of these are undeads or anything. Love the artwork on this card. Holy crap, beautiful card. But yeah, like if you could get this condition off, you have a 5-mana 12/12 with 8/8 and Taunt. That's pretty awesome, right? But I gotta be holding a minion with a Dark Gift. However, like we said, Creature of Madness is a pretty good card right now. You could run that 1-mana spell that discovers an undead with a Dark Gift. Like, you have some options in Death Knight of cards that have seen play off and on already in this expansion, and you throw in Frostburn Matriarch, you're getting 3 bodies. It's always something to consider with corpses, right? That's 3 corpses. It's just how reliant can I get this active? Because if I don't have a mini with a Dark Gift, this card is a 5-mana 4/4, and that is terrible. The 5-mana spots already kind of tick it up a little bit in Death Knight, particular with Ancient of Yore. So I don't know if this will make the cut immediately, but I could see like a Menagerie deck. We're already seeing like with Mug and stuff like that, where this is a dragon. It's another type of minion to buff up, which is really nice. I'll give it a 3. I think this has a shot. It's a lot of stats, and a lot of the Dark Gift cards aren't that bad. Even if we exclude the 3-mana spell we looked at earlier, like I don't even know if that's the one you would play to make this active, but yeah, I'll give it 3 in Standard, 2 in Wild, where again, you know, if you're not killing your opponent by turn 5, it's usually not the way to go. And yeah, I don't feel like that's going to happen there. And in Arena, be insane if you get a lot of Dark Gift cards with this. Holy crap. Next, we have a Mage spell, which is also pretty darn fire. The Scorching Winds. It is a 3-mana fire spell. Deal 3 damage. Discard a random fire spell to deal 3 more. And well, that's not too bad if you have like, yeah, another fire spell in hand. All of a sudden you have a 3 mana fireball. And I believe both would scale with spell damage, right? Like the deal 3 would go to 4 and discard a random fire, just deal 3 more would go to 4. So you get to double dip on spell damage, I'm pretty sure, with this card. I don't know what this is really going with. You play like Flame Geyser, that's pretty nice, right? But then you're throwing away 1 mana deal 2, but I guess you deal 1 more and you don't have to spend the mana on it. It's a pretty crazy, interesting burn card that I have no idea what this really slots into at the moment. Like, none of the mage strategies want to do this right now, but it's certainly a card that could see play if the right burn deck emerges, especially with cheap throwawayable fire spells. You even have like, is it Blasteroid, which generates fire spells or puts them into your deck? Maybe there's some synergy there where I get some cheap fire spells from there that I don't necessarily want, and then this can do that. So I'm going to give it a 2 for now. I don't think this makes a meta impact as we're looking in Hearthstone right now, but it has a possibility in the future, or you never know. Maybe there's something cooking that I don't see. In Wild, I'll give it a 1. I just don't see. We didn't have like Roaring Torch or the Forgotten Torch from back in the day. You didn't have to like redraw it and all that, but I just don't see it in a format like that. However, we do have a pretty crazy mage card here as well. Another fire spell, something can discard, although I don't know if I really want to do that with this one. The Smouldering Grove. 2 mana fire spell, you draw 1 card, so that's not very good. However, it upgrades each turn, but discards after 3. So when you get this card, it's immediately got like the immolation effect. It's on fire right away, and you have 3 turns to be able to play this. So the first turn, not great. After that, 2 mana draw 2, that's great. 2 mana draw 3, unbelievably good. And it's only 2 mana, so it's not like it's hard to flex in to a spot before it's gonna be burnt away, or maybe you just don't need that card drop. But this, to me, seems like an absolutely insanely strong card. We all know how good card draw is. Arcane Intellect for the billionth time, crying in a corner, but I could see this going to like any mage deck. Like, it's just such good cheap draw that, yeah, the top deck of it's not amazing, but the next turn it's an intellect for 2. That's awesome. And then you go from there, right? I'm giving this a 5. Like, I could see this seeing play in standard and wild just for like the cheap ability of it. Like, that is a really strong, really scary card, and it could just help enable that burn deck with that other fire spell. If you're drawing this many cards for this cheap, yeah, maybe I want that 3 mana fireball in my deck. So yeah, I'm giving this a 5 in standard. Like, in wild, I'll give it a 4. Like, I could absolutely see it seeing play in both formats. This is such cheap, good draw to me. That is, it's pretty crazy how strong card draw is in today's game. Next, we have another mage card, so we know all the mage cards. Inferno Herald, a 4 mana 3/6 elemental. After you cast a fire spell, get a random elemental and reduce its cost by 3. So I don't believe this could create itself, because the cards are not supposed to be able to do that, but yeah, cast a bunch of fire spells, get a bunch of elementals. They go cheap. That could be pretty good. I don't know if this brings Elemental Mage back into the mix, but you can get some pretty cheap stuff. But overall, it is kind of expensive, right? 4 mana, then you got play fire spells, which you don't have a great way of discounting that I could think of in standard at the moment. And I don't know, in wild, you actually have 0 mana spells like Invocation or Evocation, which you could cheat out an elemental. There's some potential there, but you're just getting elementals, which is not going to win the game, I don't think, in wild. And I don't think it's going to win the game in standard, but it's not that far off. I'll give it a 2 in both formats, standard and wild. And then lastly, we have a neutral elemental, the Living Flame, a 2 mana 2/2 card with Death Rattle. Draw fire spell. So yet another tutor card. We all know I'm starting to get pretty sick of Tutor Stone. Well, we got more tutors here. It's a cheap little elemental, and if you're looking for a specific fire spell, or just like in Mage, you want that fire spell to start drawing cards, which is just, again, really good. It is certainly something that can see play, but again, any class can play this. So maybe there's a really important fire spell you really want to hit. I think Black Rock and Roll, which rotated, would have been pretty nice with this one of it for Warrior before all of that. So any card that could tutor a specific card typically sees play at some point. I don't know if it'll be now or later, but this will see play in some format at some point. I'll give it 3 out of 5 in Standard and Wild for that very reason. But is it like amazing or anything crazy? No, but it can get you a specific card. And if that right fire spell comes along, yeah, you're going to be really happy with that. Or it's just card draw to get some fire burn. Like, that's really darn good. So that's all the cards revealed so far. But yes, 24 hours of reveals. We'll have our next review, I believe, in like 2 or 3 hours. Again, stay tuned to the channel, hit that refresh. We're gonna have a lot of videos, a lot of reviews, and I'm gonna be going pretty tired today. So hopefully you guys enjoy. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.